So what'd you think about that bullshit that they said about Titan forging?
Oh,
did you see that, dude?
God.
Man, fuck Blizzard.
I'm
so tired of this shit, man.
I showed it to you.
Oh my god, dude. All right, I'm gonna read this to you guys, okay? This is what Blizzard said. And you know, like, because I bet they picked the questions ahead of time, right? For, like, the, what do you call it? Wildhead.com. Let me pull this up. Okay, I love it. Yeah, I bet you fucking do. God damn it. All right, just a second. I'm gonna read the rest of these. Affixes, additional questions. Okay, this is what it is. So Blizzard asked a question, or sorry, people asked Blizzard a question about Titan forging, right? This is the post that people wanted me to read. It was like yesterday or something like that. Will gear ever return to the way... Have you read this before? You did, right?
Yeah, I'm the one... I showed it to you. What do you mean?
Okay, great. So you know what this is.
Oh, for fuck's sake, dude.
Wait, what?
I showed it to you. You only know about it because of me.
Okay, good. Thanks for letting me know about it. Okay, so the question here is, will gear ever return to the way that it used to be with no war forging or Titan forging? And the short answer is that's unlikely. Now, my opinion on this right now, right off the bat, is that they are doing this. I forgot what I was going to say. Just a second, let me read this here. Mcconnell, your dynamic with Asmongold literally makes the stream 1,000 times better. Never feel bad about being on stream. We all fucking love you. Never forget that. The more you are on stream, the better. Perfect duo. Look at that, Curse. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm sure Mcconnell does as well. I'm glad that you enjoy the content. Thank you very much. Sorry, I forgot entirely what I was saying.
You were saying why this is the case?
What?
Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm awake.
Wake up, dude.
Okay.
Oh,
let me read it.
Don't. That's self-harm.
Let me read it. Just a second. I'm gonna read it now. All right, are we good? That's unlikely. Gear used to only be available from a handful of activities such as raiding or rated PvP. Obtaining a specific piece of gear could be a month-long pursuit. As the quantity and variety of sources of gear increased over the years, increasingly, the pacing of rewards wasn't matching the pacing of the activity itself. By Mists of Pandaria, a guild progressing through a raid zone over the course of a couple of months could reach a point where they were fully equipped with the gear from that tier before having finished that zone. Well, that's not true because all the last bosses dropped important gear that you needed to finish your set. Lacking individual motivation or excitement about rewards when raiding, even if the encounters themselves were still fun, meant a lack of continued progression for the group. If you were stuck on Shaw of Fear, there was no real expectation that your group would get any stronger week after week to help you overcome that hurdle. Well, that's where you would get better at the game. That gave Rise to Thunder Forging as a system in 5.2, which evolved into the system that we know today. Okay.
Huge fucking mistake.
So, I have no problem with that logic. I agree, actually, with the idea that every raid team should be able... What's up, Deladoran? Thank you very much for the resub. Every raid team should be able to, like, expect to get more powerful week after week in some way or another, or have a better chance of killing the boss in some way or another. The only problem that I have is the way they're doing that is by adding random rewards. It's not that I disagree with the idea at all. I'm completely fine with the idea. It's the implementation that sucks. Like, making all of the gear more random and giving it bonus stats randomly doesn't make it any more fun. Let me go to the second part. We also like that Warforging preserves a sense of possibility to most encounters and allows a group's overall item level to continue to increase steadily. It also creates moments of surprise and excitement. See, I want to go back and talk to you guys about this fucking word, excitement. You see that? Fucking excitement. Excitement. This is all it's about, is excitement. It's not about fulfillment, it's about excitement nowadays. That's all it is. It's RNG. Across all types of players and activities. Of course, we understand that when an exceptionally lucky player gets a perfect Titan Forged item from a Raid Finder boss, that it can feel like it undermines Mythic content. But ultimately, that's just a single piece of gear. Overall, the Mythic Raider will be better geared than a normal or Heroic Raider, even if the latter gets lucky once. We restrict the ability of pieces and weapons such as Azerite gear to Titan Forge, and we've reduced the chances of extreme Titan Forging in BFA. We used to see players who felt obligated to run content that they outgeared just for the chance at lucky upgrades, and now we see far less of that behavior. You see less of that behavior because Azerite isn't as rewarding as Artifact Power. It has nothing to do with the Titan forging chances. It never had anything to do with that. It was because people wanted to do it for artifact power, and like, they don't care about Azerite power as much. That's the whole reason. Like, RNG is not fun. Like, this is why, I guarantee you, like, they didn't answer this question at BlizzCon because they knew they would have gotten probably fucking booed. Because people don't want this. Like, I don't get this at all. WoW has always been RNG. I mean, to compare Titan forging to base gear drop RNG is stupid. I mean, anybody that would make that comparison is just a stupid person. I don't really even know what else you can say about that. You watch some Vertanium videos, wonder what happened to that guy? Apparently he became a fitness trainer or something like that. Thank you very much for the 5, Doug. I appreciate it. Just get lucky, yeah. Like, see, I have no problem with the logic and, like, the like, the thing of, like, basically... Let me think of a way to put it. The idea of becoming more powerful every week. I think that's awesome. The only problem that I have is that it's random. Like, that's what I don't like. I feel like Blizzard can make a system that works the same way, and they already had a system like this with the gear upgrades in Mists of Pandaria. Like, why do you have to do this?
How many times has Method killed Mythic Cahoon?
3 times, I believe.
How long ago did they down it?
Months ago. Oh, it's only twice? That's sad. Do you know why they haven't killed it that many times?
It's not worth it.
It's not worth the time. It's just not worth the time. Why would you go and do that if you could just get better Titan Forge gear from an easier boss? That's really what the truth is. And I'm pretty sure they're already boosting Mythic Cahoon. Oh yeah, I'm sure they're doing that, but like they're killing it as a guild? No, they're not doing that. There's actually no guarantee you get better each week because it's still random. Titan Forging doesn't even fix the issue they're talking about.
That's true.
That is actually completely true. Yeah, you're 100% right. I don't know why I didn't think of that myself. I just don't even know what to say here. Like, we like the Warforging preserves a sense of possibility to most encounters. I just don't get it, man. Like, do you think this shit is ever gonna stop? Like,
I mean,
go ahead.
It just depends if enough people want it, and if we. Okay, maybe the gamers rise up things played out, but like, maybe if enough people actually give a shit about Titan Forging and Warforging, and over a long enough period they start complaining about it, maybe they'll take it away. But I don't know, dude. Like, I thought it was cool because, like, in Mists of Pandaria, you'd have, like, a pretty long time to get your gear, and then it gave you, like, enough time to enjoy it before you were on the treadmill again. You know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, what are you playing the game for? You just doing it to get back on the treadmill over and over and over, like, after a month or two? Like, you want to enjoy the fucking gear that you get.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Titan Forging should just be replaced with the Valor Point system that you can upgrade the gear on your own. Like, they can even have Titan Forging stay in the game. I just want an alternative to it. Like, that's all I've ever wanted, is an alternative to RNG gearing. Like, it's not even, like, how's that so hard? I don't understand that. It's so frustrating, man. Like, I don't get it. We used to be gear from it. Yeah, it's like I used to be really excited about getting a piece of gear, and like now I just don't even grinding RNG for the sake of RNG. Yeah, it's like, who has fun doing that? That's the same thing that Diablo has, and Diablo's a dead game. Like, that's the whole fucking problem. Is Diablo's a dead fucking game because people don't want to just refarm the same shit over and over.
Well, I mean, I think it's a little complicated. I think Diablo's a dead game because it's partly a terrible game, and partly because the competitor is just multitudes better. You know what I mean? So I think it's deeper than that.
Well, that's what would happen. Like, WoW doesn't have a competitor. That's the issue. Is like nothing competes with WoW. It's the only MMO out there. So like, if WoW does something, that's all there is to it. Period. Just make WoW mobile. Well, that's the thing, right? PayPal won't give me... I don't know why it does that. Okay, just a second. Like, I just think that the devs are so out of touch with this. Is that they just don't understand. And this is what I really don't like here. Of course, we understand that when an exceptionally lucky player gets a perfect Titan Forge item from a Raid Finder boss, that it can feel like it undermines mythic content. but ultimately that's just a single piece of gear. That's not... So basically they're telling you that the way that you feel is wrong. And I think the biggest issue with Titan forging is actually the psychological element to it, is that people used to feel rewarded and feel good about getting a piece of gear, and now you don't feel any of that shit because anybody else can get that just by getting a little bit more lucky than you did. So there's no exclusivity to having a certain power level in the game. You just randomly achieve that or not. Now, people that do the harder content, yeah, right, of course, they on average get better gear, but that doesn't feel good, right? It's cool to be able to have this really awesome piece of gear, that you earned because you completed some sort of difficult task. And now that doesn't exist. There are no power upgrades or anything like that that a player can get besides that other people can't get just by being lucky. And that's what's so frustrating about it. You're saying the gamers are dicks, like hilarious? Wait, what do you mean by that? Just a second. Yeah, Nickelback? What? Oh, you don't like this song? You guys are too good for this song? Well, too bad. Dumb argument. Well then, all right, you know what, Zanster? We're gonna call you out right now. Zahnster. I think that's your name. You have a pink name. Why is it a dumb argument? Let's find it out. Why is it dumb? You come up with something stupid, you're getting banned in chat. What is it? Why am I dumb? Why is the argument dumb? What do you think he's gonna say?
I don't know. I can't fucking read because you guys are chat spamming so fucking much. Let him say something, chat.
All right, let's see. We're waiting. I'll give him 30 seconds with ban him in chat. Dumb as hell. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see him saying anything, man. Wait, he left? Did he actually leave?
You fucking pussy.
Let's ban him.
Fuck him.
What's his name?
Zanster.
Zan. I don't want to ban the wrong person.
Well, I forget what it was. It was Zan something.
Okay, well, he's already banned. All right, there we go. We got rid of him, boys. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, it's just people like that. I don't know. I just don't want to deal with them. Okay. Yeah, we'll get rid of them. I don't like having stupid people in my chat. It's annoying. What about a system where your kill count increases the chance of Titan forges? Why does it, like, why do they want to compromise on something that's inherently unfair? Like, I don't understand why people have this, like, motivation or whatever to want to continue a system that's unfair and doesn't reward people based off of their performance. Like, I don't see how that's good at all.
I bet, you know what, I bet you could do?
Yeah.
I bet you could do a poll or, like, a study of who actually likes Titan forging slash war forging and how close they live to Las Vegas.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. That's not wrong. Okay. Let me read the rest of this. Players always want to use the best traits on Azerite gear for every situation. Why punish the player with a big gold cost to reforge? We draw a distinction between items and character attributes like specs or talents. Usually you can't change the former at all, or there's a destructive process involved like replacing a gem or enchantment or an artifact relic in Legion. A healer trinket is a healer trinket, and it can't be morphed into a tank trinket if you want to switch from holy to prot. If you want to perform at a given level for both specs, you need separate trinkets of similar quality. However, we're mindful of feedback that we've gotten with spec flexibility, and we want Azerite armor to be flexible so that you can swap from fire to frost if you want to, swap from Mars to protection without some friction. We ultimately settled on a respec that started out at 5 and increased and decayed rapidly. Nonetheless, mistaken choices or experimentation can quickly spiral out of control and leave even occasional respecs feeling overly costly. In Tides of Vengeance, we will be doubling the rate at which respec cost decays, so it will go down by 50% every 24 hours. Additionally, given the changes to several Azerite traits and a new one's coming in the update, we will provide a one-time reset to all respec costs whenever the update goes live. That seems fine. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm not complaining about that. It's fine. I am glad that they're getting rid of the Azerite, or not getting rid of it, or at least like minimizing the Azerite respec costs. All right, here's the next one. How will you motivate Mythic Raiders to raid when Mythic Keystone gear can Titan Forge to such high item levels? Aside from the prestigious titles and cosmetic rewards, Mythic rating remains one of the most reliable sources of in-game gear in the game. With more ability to target specific pieces via bonus rolls and trading, it's no coincidence that the best geared players in the game are, with almost all exception, Mythic raiders who do other types of in-game content. Historically, raiding was the only way to get better gear in the game, but our goal today is to provide parallel in-game item progression paths for different playstyles to reward skill, dedication, and organization in various forms. Ideally, each of these paths also offers some unique benefits that set it apart from the others. I mean, that seems basically fine. Like, I don't see the... Yeah, what's wrong with that? That's completely good. Mcconnell is right. Taliesin never tells Blizzard is why... I do feel like they are biased towards Blizzard. Like, they assume that Blizzard is right. And that is, like... I feel like maybe I might be biased in another way, right? Like, I just assume that they're wrong. But, so, I mean, I can't complain too much, but that's the way that I see it, too. Yeah, it does seem that way to me. Why wouldn't Futures just say, she ordered me to do that? That's such bullshit. Also, Mcconnell is cool. Well, that's the thing, is like, I'd have to read like everything about it, and it just seems like bullshit to me. Because even if I figure out the whole thing, and I figure out everything there is to know about like the Wrathgate stuff, you're still gonna have the same people that are gonna defend every dumb fucking decision that Blizzard ever makes, okay? And it's unfortunate, but that's the reality that we live in. Like, people defend Blizzard no matter what. Blizzard can shit in their mouth, and people will say thank you. All right? That's the way it is. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth. Just 1 second. Let me go ahead and pull this back up, and I can show you guys the rest of these. Okay, they'll ask for more info. Yeah, of course. Let's go over... I'm going to go up here and read the other ones. Future tournaments for pet battles. Okay, here we go. This is kind of a good one. Over the course of the last 14 years, we've killed many Warcraft villains. What is your strategy for introducing new characters and threats to this universe? While many of the iconic villains to WoW over the years were first established in the RTS games, WoW has been introducing new characters and threats since its earliest days, such as Onyxia and Defias. We are keenly aware and need to begin building up future threats as we confront existing ones. A major villain shouldn't come out of nowhere and should be a surprise. We plan our expansions out far in advance so that we can begin foreshadowing and weaving in narrative threads to connect them. Garrosh Hellscream is an example of a character born within WoW and built up to eventually become a major villain, and then a catalyst that led directly to Azeroth's confrontation with the Burning Legion. If you look carefully, there are seeds that were planted and clues that point to the central foes might be in the future. I mean, I wouldn't really look at the Garrosh storyline as like an example of that. Garrosh should not have died. No, I don't think so either. Of course not. Did not mark my PayPal at the field, so start playing this game back as a Horde vanilla player. My favorite two characters in a game were Vol'jin and Sylvanas, and both of them get pushed off the cliff. Well, no, we haven't pushed Sylvanas off the cliff yet. That's not until 8.3. Yeah, I mean, I think Sylvanas is a good character too.
I want to announce this right now. I talked to Asmon a couple nights ago. He is willing to completely give up modern WoW and go full-time Classic.
Well, I didn't. When did I say that? Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, dude. Because like, it depends. It depends. Because like, if Classic is gonna do really well, like at the beginning, you're completely right. I don't know if I'm gonna completely give up modern WoW, right? Because like, there are some things that I like about modern WoW. It's not like I hate modern WoW. It's more that I hate the systems that modern WoW has. The problem with the game is the systems. It's not even the game itself. That's what's so sad about it. You promised a 24-hour stream if vanilla comes out. I'm not doing a 24-hour stream. Yeah, it's not happening. Classic is going to take a hard dip in about 6 months. Do you think that's going to happen, Mcconnell?
Oh yeah, Classic's going to die pretty quick.
Well, then why do you want me to do it?
Well, I don't. I just made it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it, yeah. I mean, you just made it up. I mean, there it is, yeah. You did. It's going to die so fast? I actually don't think so. I think the Classic population is going to go up really, really high, and then it's going to go down, and then it'll stabilize and maybe potentially grow slowly over time. It's about plateauing. Yeah, I think it's going to plateau somewhere, and that's what I'm really curious about. I think that it'll plateau around like 500k to 2 million active players. That's what I would kind of say, like after all the raids are out and there's no like real big hype around it, 500k to 2 million active players just playing Classic all the time. If I had to guess. Classic loot is even more RNG. If you think Classic loot is more RNG than Titan Forging, you probably are just, I mean, like, it's not true. It's just stupid. Okay, let me read the rest of these. When will the WoW mobile app ever be complete? Nobody cares. Okay, let's see. Do you have any plans to make reputation accounts more account-wide? Does this even really matter? 2 items for 40 people, not RNG, by the way.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was 2 items for 40 people. But guess what, dude? There was a system. You know, you had to abide by the guild system to get a piece of gear. And once you got that piece of gear, oh my god. Oh my, it was the most rewarding. It was like getting it was like getting a fucking
it's not
drop
even about
of water.
that.
It was so amazing. It is about that. Scarcity, listen to me. Scarcity creates
value.
Yes.
Scarcity does create value, 100%. Yeah, but what he's saying is it's RNG. Like, that's 2 different arguments. Like, you're talking about... Wait, what the fuck? Why did I just get 2 of these? Look, here's the way I see it, right? Is that I would compare an item in Classic WoW to a max Titan Forged item in current WoW. Because that item was the best version of itself. So, under that logic, 2 items, or let's say for Mythic Raids, that would mean every single boss would have to drop a fully Mythic Titan Forged item with sockets and with a tertiary stat on it that you wanted for it to match the same validity and usefulness that the previous gear used to have. Right? So it's completely different. For you to say that Classic RNG is anything similar to Gear RNG now is just stupid. Like, I mean, you're just stupid if you think that. Like, that's all there is to it. You knew what gear would drop at less RNG? Well, there's that too, yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. Remove the damn overlay. Well, let me read the rest of these, okay? Just a second. Okay, the number of achievements. Poon Popper, I just know I can read that. The achievements that require a certain number of exalted reputations will now aggregate progress across your entire account. That's obviously very good. Transmog appearances that have rep requirements will be unlocked account-wide. Wow, how amazing. I don't know, man. I feel like I need to write something about Titan Forging. Because that's the only way I feel like I'm ever going to get through to them.
They don't give a shit.
I think they do.
Listen to me.
Okay.
They do not care about what you want for the game or what you personally think. They don't like you. They don't want you at... I'm not gonna go into... They don't care about you at all, okay? Pretty much. But what they do care about is everybody else. And that includes people that watch the stream. And if people that watch the stream agree with you and don't like this shit and say something about it, then they might start caring. But you personally writing a fucking twit longer or a goddamn video,
yeah,
it does nothing to Blizzard. Like, we might like it because we're subs or we're viewers or whatever.
Right.
We'll like it, but they don't get. They don't care.
I think if enough people speak out and they say they don't want it, and I think, honestly, if there's one person that can act as like a rallying point and that can explain and verbalize the concerns in a reasonable way of why people don't like Titan Forging, I think that's going to be good for the game. Like, and I do think they will listen to that. Look at what happened whenever I made the twit longer about island expeditions. Like, I don't know if it was me that changed these things, but that got a lot of attention, and the exact changes that I said made it into the game. So it's like, what else are we going to do unless I don't write something about it? Because I don't think people like I don't think the videos are effective. And I actually want this to change. Because if I just said, like, yeah, I just want to make a video and complain about this, great. But I think that if I made an actual well-reasoned post about it that a lot of people saw, I feel like that would be better. I mean, you can't agree with that?
You're gonna make it on the WoW forums?
Fuck no, nobody reads that shit. There's maybe 3,000 active users on that website. Like, the WoW forums are dead, and they're just full of a bunch of irrelevant bads that don't understand the game. Like, most of the people on the WoW forums are just technologically illiterate, and they don't know any other forum to talk about WoW on, so they talk about it in general forums. So they're almost, by definition, fucking stupid.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, they're just fucking dumb. Don't you read the WoW forums? I read them, but I don't post on there like they do, man. They've got like 70,000 posts. There's people all the time, like, they're just stupid as fuck, man. Reddit is where the real pros are? Well, I think Reddit's obviously a better community than the WoW forums, 100%. Yeah, I would say easily. The only thing that I don't like about Reddit is the fact that you can't connect people's armories to their posts. That's the only good thing about the official forums, is that I can, if somebody says some kind of dumb shit on the official forums, I can pull their fucking armory up and make fun of them right there. That is the only good thing about the official forums. Everything else is just kind of like whatever. Okay, 72,000 posts. Well, there's a lot more too. Not anymore. Well, yeah, you can. They're just fixing it. They're updating it. If they get rid of that feature, then I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably just stop reading them.